Hot 97, Nessa, and I got Boogie Dash.
What's up? How you doing?
I'm great. So for a lot of people, they might not know who Boogie Dash is, right?
Yeah.
Dame Dash's, maybe. Dame Dash's son.
Yes.
Now you're on a new show.
Yeah, growing up hip hop.
Okay, and it's on WeTV.
Indeed.
Okay, so now explain it a little bit so that people understand what's the point of this whole show. You know, people are very confused. Like, why do we want to see kids who have had everything their whole life on a show?
Well, the reason why somebody would want to tune in is because this is our opportunity to get out of our parents' shadow and for the people, really the people, to see us get out of the shadow of our parents. And you get to see us go through obstacles that we have to solve. And there's a lot of relatable situations that people could go through and relate with us. So, for example, I have to carry on an empire that my dad started, and I'm also carrying on my own. And for those kids who want to start their own, you get to see me start. So, like I always say, everybody has their own bottom. Started from the bottom, now we're here.
Yeah.
For example, there's people who start off with no money, and there's people who start off with $1 million like Donald Trump does.
Yes.
I would say I started off like in the middle.
In the middle. Hey, that's fair.
You know?
Yeah.
But so if you want to know what we're doing and how we accomplish our goals, and you want to see that we don't have a silver spoon, we are just privileged kids who are taking advantage of our opportunities, this is the show to watch.
Did it get annoying to have all the cameras around you?
No, not at all. I mean, as I was growing up, my dad always had a camera around.
Yeah.
Or there would always be a camera around. So having cameras in front of me is secondhand nature. As you can see, I have my girlfriend with me, and she has a camera on.
Yeah.
So there's always a camera somewhere around my family and I.
So Boogie Dash, now let's talk about this. You have a cookie line.
Yes, I do. Chips cookies.
Chips
with a Z.
cookies. Now, gourmet donut.
Yes. No,
Gourmet.
We're getting into all that bakery stuff.
Okay.
So at the moment we have 5 cookies, 5 different flavors. We have chocolate chip, blackout, which is Belgium chocolate and white chocolate chip, kind of like a brownie. We have oatmeal raisin, and in the oatmeal raisin there's real apples in it. We have ginger, and we have peanut butter.
How did you come up with this idea?
It's a funny story. My partner Luke and I, we were making music at my dad's gallery, DD 172, about like 4 or 5 years ago. And it's like 1 o'clock in the morning, and we're making music, and we're doing whatever we're doing to get hungry. Pause. And he comes to me and like, where's the closest deli or something? I'm like, oh, it's around the corner. So he leaves for like 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and at the time I'm like, where's this kid at? And he comes back empty-handed. I'm like, yo, what the hell? Yeah, he comes back and he offers he's like, yo, you want to sell the cookies? I'm like, yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Since you didn't come back with nothing, came back with a better opportunity.
So growing up with your father, was it hard at all because you felt like, God, high expectations? Or now that you look back, you're like, yes, it might have been a lot of pressure, but it brought out the best of me. How was it growing up? Because for many of us, what we see on TV, what we know of Dame Dash is very intense. So how was it for you being, his son and seeing him through everything?
It wasn't really a lot of pressure at all. I was like, it was normal to me at the time. Just like my dad just kept breeding a young entrepreneur. He was installing a lot of things into me that now when I do certain things, I'm like, oh, I forgot my dad taught me that. Or he'll tell me something like, let's say a month or a week or a day ahead of time, and then I actually go and do it.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a lot of pressure. It was kind of just normal. And I know everybody thinks my dad's might be strict or he might yell a lot, but he's not the type to yell at the people he loves.
Yeah.
Unless they're like messing up or they're just not doing what they're supposed to be doing. But he's a very kind, gentle, loving guy.
Yeah.
He's a nice guy. He's really nice.
Have you ever watched the footage from backstage?
I was there.
But now, older, do you ever look back at yourself when you're just a kid and your dad's obviously going off on Kevin Liles and just turns around and gives you a kiss and is just showing you so much love? When you watch that now, do you laugh at all, or is it like, oh, that's pretty normal?
Both. I do laugh because it is funny seeing
Yes.
him call anybody a quart of water. That is hilarious. But I know just the way he could be all mad and just make a joke at the same time and just start laughing and then come up to me and love me and give me a kiss. And that's really him. Like,
Yeah.
That's the side of him that nobody knows, that he is the one that will hug you and kiss you and just give you whatever you want as long as you're doing the right thing. And he's very supportive. Like I said, he's a very nice guy.
When you look at his legacy, do you sit back and ask him 1,000 questions, or does it not really? I don't know. I feel because you're his son, it might not. How you look at him is different than how we look at him and what he's been able to build over the years. Do you sit back and talk to him and be like, Dad, so how was it when you're putting all this together, working with Jay? Like, do you actually go into depth with it, or?
Well, I don't even need to ask. He just shares it.
Does he?
He smokes a joint, and then he'll talk to you for hours upon hours all day.
It's awesome.
And it's to the point where, like, it's like he's a mind reader. Like, sometimes he'll be talking, I'll be like, I have a question coming up, and then he just answers it all of a sudden. I'm like, oh, shoot, how did you know? Yeah, how'd you know that? Are you Mr. Cleo or something?
Yeah.
But yeah, he does like to talk, but he walks his talk, so.
When you see your dad in the news, do you get upset, frustrated that maybe people don't know the other side of him and they might just, there's always this energy maybe sometimes. Do you feel like, God, he's so misunderstood, or do you really understand where people are coming from?
Well, I mean, if you only see one side of somebody, then that's all you know.
Yeah.
But I don't feel bad. It's kind of annoying sometimes, but I don't even let it bother me. Like, I don't really sit there and read blogs and comments and things like that. But I know that the media is trying to get some money by talking
clicks.
about anybody. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they want the gossip. So how I look at it is all press is good press. If nobody's talking about you, if they're not bad mouthing you or praising you or saying something nice, then you're not doing something right.
You're just like your dad.
Yeah, so bring it on. They do this. They do the same thing to me, but when I get a chance to talk, then it's like, oh, he is a good kid. He's not this a villain.
Yeah.
Like how he tried to make his dad look like.
You know what? I knew a little bit about you. I knew that obviously you had cookies going on. A few years ago, we heard something in news about, an issue that you had with a past girlfriend. And
it's not my girlfriend or a girlfriend at all.
what do you feel the most as far as when it comes to your growth from that situation?
Well, what I know is if I ever get in trouble, it's going to be in the papers. But I always knew that. But
right.
It just made me more mature.
Yeah.
And now I really have to watch what's going on. It made me more aware. So now I'm not gonna just get drunk and wild out anymore. Now I'm just gonna stay inside and only come outside when the money is calling me.
Yes.
And if it's not, then I'm just gonna sit inside and just work until the money calls again.
Do we get to see your personal life on the show?
Yeah, yes you do.
Can you tell us anything about it? Are you in love? Are you booed up? Do we see it?
Right now, I'm in love
with
this woman over here, with Luna.
Which I feel like the camera, Jameson, can we get a shot?
Yeah, can we get a shot of her?
Yeah.
Show your purple hair so people know.
You have purple? Oh, my, I had purple for the longest time, purple and blue.
Show your hair.
Oh, my gosh. So
Show it. Stop it.
Are you guys... I love that she's with you here supporting you
Me too.
and has a camera and she's working.
Yes.
So can you tell us a little bit about this relationship? How long have you guys been together for?
We've been together about 9 months now.
Oh, so this is the cute honeymoon stage.
Yeah, but it's crazy because I've known her since I was 10.
Oh, well, then this is not the honeymoon stage. This is a friendship that's great.
Well, it's a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Yeah.
She wasn't really giving me any playtime back in the day.
Yeah.
But now she's all mine.
That is so cute. This is great. So do we see more in detail on the show, or is it just as far as light surface?
To be honest, I don't know. You just
Gotta tune in.
I need to tune in to see what they show. So
When you first wanted to do the show, did you run it by your dad?
my dad told me to do it. He was like, "Go do this show because it's one big commercial and you're getting paid." And I was
God.
like, "Say no more."
I'm in.
That's when I got all my merch together and. I'm just promoting.
Yeah, this is what you're supposed to do. And the fact that you work for what you do have, yes, you come from a more privileged situation than many people, but
Definitely.
you're not acting like you're not. And you also know, well, I'm going to take advantage of the opportunity that I do have.
Oh, yeah.
Which is so important.
Yeah, and that's the American dream. All people want to do, and anybody who criticizes this is they must not have a family or they must not know the American dream. But you got to work for your last name. Like my dad always says, hustle for your last name. And I agree with that. And I don't want myself to be good. I want my kids to be good and their kids to be good and so on and so on. And I want one day for my kids to give their kids $1 million just to start off with or something like that.
We all want that.
Yeah, that's the American dream.